Hey, you look like you need a hand
Oh, thank you.
in a photography lesson. So let's say you show up to a beautiful destination. We got a nice landscape. You take a photo and it looks good, but there's still so much more to the scene that I want to capture, but I don't have an ultra wide angle lens to do so. So what can we do? Well, we can easily expand our shot just by taking a couple of extra photos across the scene. This is called panorama, and you can easily stitch it with a photo editing app. It's an invaluable skill to learn, and it's incredibly easy to perform. Sure, you can use your phone to take the panorama, but you brought your camera out for a reason, and I promise you, the quality is gonna be so much better. So I have a 135mm prime right now, and right off the bat, I'm pretty screwed. My framing is too tight. All right, so what I would do first is set my camera to manual and aim at my subject of interest. Then I'm gonna set my aperture to a generous f8, my ISO at 100, and set my shutter to 1/320. That looks good. I'm gonna half press my shutter, get focus, and switch to manual focus. Now, if you don't switch to manual focus, the camera will keep reacquiring focus for every shot, thus ruining the final image. All right, so I think we're ready to take our shot now. I'm gonna reposition to the left here and start taking a series of overlapping photos across the right. Now, it's recommended to do it on a tripod, but let's be real, everybody hates carrying a tripod. Now, to expand this image more, I will take some photos on the bottom and on the top as well. As long as there are reference points in every photo to the previous photo, your photo editing app should be able to piece it all together, like a puzzle. All right, now we're gonna go home and offload the photos to our computer and start stitching. I'm using Luminar Neo, and I'll drag the series of photos that we just took into the panoramic stitching box right here. So there are 3 dots here, and within it there are a couple of options that you can choose from. Distortion correction, devignette, chromatic aberration reduction, and ghost reduction. And you can crunch through the results to see which of these that you may need, but I won't be needing any of these because I use the telephoto lens. Once we're ready, we're gonna hit start, wait a few seconds, and voila! Now this was just a small series of photos where I panned from left to right, and I crunched through the result pretty fast. But remember, we also expanded on this panorama by taking additional photos on the top and on the bottom. So let's drag in 89 of these photos right here. This is gonna take a bit, but I promise you, it's gonna be worth it. And bam, look at that. We even got the tall palm trees on the right here. That is gosh darn beautiful. Very California-esque. Now we can edit the photo however we like. A lot of people like using Luminar Neo simply because how easy they make it to edit a photo. I like to start off with enhanced AI first to kind of speed things up. This helps make your image pop right away. Then I'll come down to develop and do my basic editing, such as handling the highlights and shadows, increasing the warmness temperature, upping the saturation and vibrance to my taste. Now I'm gonna work on the overall sharpness, and Structure AI here is pretty good because it's looking like it's helping me dehaze my photo a bit. You know LA, smog city. So we gotta work on the tiny details to enhance the sharpness of the photo. Now I love this landscape function here because there's a golden hour slider, and since we shot this closer to sunset, we wanna give that a little boost. And look, there's a dedicated dehaze slider here, and I do think it still needs a little bit more. Foliage enhancer, oh, okay. That's a little too green, so maybe not. All right, let's set the mood. They have cinematic tones here that are named after California cities, and they conveniently have one called Los Angeles. It looks pretty good, but I kinda like the San Diego one more. I'm a huge sucker for that purple warm sunset look. All right, let's zoom in and take a look. So I'm seeing some things here that I kinda wanna go back and dial down. So over here on the right, I can readjust all the settings that I've already done. So we went from this to this. Man, we really made that sunset pop. Look at that, we got a plane right here, we got a bird right here. I thought that was dust at first, but it's just the sheer amount of incredible details coming from that 135. You see all those cars on the bottom right here? That's because a baseball game is going on. This is a nice trick because it can save you some money instead of buying a dedicated ultra wide angle lens. And you can do this trick with any lenses. I went hard mode with this with a 135, but I would highly recommend 50mm and above just because you get the least amount of distortion. So hopefully this has helped you guys out. Tag me in your next panorama. So what'd I tell you? Good tip, right?
Give my hand back. I don't know you.
Wait, come back. I still got more to share.
What a creeper.
The sun is barely setting.
Bye.
I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.